Very well. I got to listen to myself a little bit on that first recording. I sounded a little bit muffled. I think my microphone was not facing towards me very well. So I adjusted it. Hopefully it won't be as bad from here on out. Thank you for putting up with me. Okay, so here's the next part. We're going to do linear regression. Okay. In Excel, this is called a trend line. And we're going to do wheat plant 1, which is the blue. So we go to our graph. We click on the blue data point. Right mouse button, like so. Notice that all the blue points get highlighted. We do add trend line. And what we're going to do is we're going to choose linear. And then to find out what the trend line is, we're going to click on display equation on chart and display R squared on the chart. Okay, just like that. These two bottom numbers here. If you look at it, this is in the form of y equals mx plus b, where b is the y-intercept, x is the value of the independent variable, and the coefficient of x is the slope, which by definition is the rise over the run. So the steeper the slope, the faster the change in height with respect to time. The lower the slope, the slower the change in height with respect to time. Okay. Now, the author brings in a point that this y-intercept should be a 0, and the reason for that is because at time equals 0, the height of the plant should be 0. It should be at the ground. Okay. So what he does, we're going to go ahead and get rid of this. Hit delete. You can click on your trend line. Hit delete. We're going to have the trend line again. Click on the blue point. Right mouse button. Add trend line. Like before, we're going to do display equation on chart and R squared. The difference now is that we're going to set the y-intercept to 0. So we're going to click on this little guy as well. Okay. And notice that the y-intercept on the equation disappears. Okay. Now this R square, that's a value, that is a measurement of the variability between the best fit line, which is this dotted blue line, and the points. Okay. The closer that R square is to 1, the better the fit. The further away that it is, the worse the fit is. Industry standard, just like in statistics, is 95%, which means that this is acceptable right here. So this is a 0.954. Very good. Okay. Now what? Well, now we're going to grab the data sheet. Okay. So if you go back to lab 1, I included a data sheet. Lab 1 data sheet. Okay. Go ahead and bring that up. Got a whole bunch of garbage here. Okay. Let's see. And values that we want is the trend line equation and then corrected for plants 1, and then the corrected for 2 and 3. Okay. So what does this mean? Well, we have to redo this one more time. That's all right. It teaches you how to get rid of it. Click on the best trend line, hit delete, disappears. We're going to click on it on the blue dot, right mouse button, add trend line, make sure it's linear, display equation on the chart, R squared, bring that up, and this is the equation that we're asking for right here. And ideally we should be able to copy and paste it. So let me see if I can do that. I'm going to do Control C to copy, and then I'm going to bring my document here I'm going to click on here and I'm going to go Control V to paste, see if that works. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So there's my plant 1 trend line equation. Then the next one is the trend line corrected. So you remember how to do that. When you click on the data point, right mouse button, and it's not giving me a chance for a trend line because I already have one on there. So I'm going to have to erase this one. Click on the line, disappears. Click on the first blue point, right mouse button, add trend line, make sure it's linear, display equation, r squared, and remember we're going to set the y-intercept to 0. And when we do that, there's our value of our equation. So I'm going to highlight it, Control C to copy. I'm going to bring my data sheet over here, go right here, Control V to paste. There it is, done. And now they want the same thing for Plan 2 and Plant 3. Okay, so we're going to do something different here. Pay attention. I can grab this chart. I can grab this chart, the whole thing. See how I'm moving it? I'm grabbing the whole chart. I'm going to go Control C to copy. I'm going to click on a cell out here, like that one right there. Control V to paste. And I've got a second chart. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this one Plant 1. I can do it. There we go. Plant 1. I can call this one Plan 2. And then I'm going to grab this guy, just like I did before. Grab the whole chart, Control C to copy, Control V to paste. I've got a third one, and this one's going to be Plant 3. There we go. Now it's easy to do. So I'm grabbing my Plant 2. This is the chart I want to see. I don't know if you noticed that it's in front of Plant 1 but behind Plant 3, but I want to look at it. So what I do is I go right mouse button and I go bring it to the front so I can see it. Now wherever I put it, I can see it in the front. Do you see that? Very cool. Okay, we're going to click our trend line. We're going to delete it. We're going to choose Wheat Plant 2, which is orange. We're going to click on orange, right mouse button, add trend line, linear. We're just going to do display equation on the chart and set intercept equal to 0. We don't need the r square. We're going to bring it up here. We're going to highlight the equation, Control C to copy, bring your data sheet, Plan 2, trend line corrected. So we're going to click right here, Control V to paste. Uh-oh, we don't want to return. Let's get rid of that. There we go. Look at that, we're almost done. Okay, so I'm going to move this one over here. I'm going to grab the third one. Oh, it's hiding. Oh, I don't want it to hide. That's right. Right mouse button, bring to front, and now it doesn't hide. Okay, so we're going to grab our trend line. We're going to delete it. We're going to go to gray, which is Plant 3. We're going to click on gray, right mouse button, add trend line, linear, set intercept equal to 0, display equation on chart. We're done. We're going to put this up here. Okay, we're going to highlight our equation. Control C to copy. We're going to bring our data sheet over here. We're going to put it right there. Control V to paste. Get rid of that return. I don't want that return. And now the author is asking which wheat plant grew the fastest. Okay, so the author is testing to see if you understand that the coefficient is rice over run. The higher the coefficient, the greater the change. So which set? Well, the biggest one is 1.402, so wheat plant 1 grew at 1.402 centimeters per week. See how that worked? The first variable, centimeter, is the rise, and the second one, week, is the run. Do you guys see that? The first one is the rise, centimeters. The second one, which is time, is a run, weeks. Okay, the first units, second units. So the one that grew the fastest was the first set of plants. Now, notice how on the bottom I have graphs. What I want you to do is I want you to copy all 3 graphs. So we'll start with graph number 1. We'll move this data to the right a little bit so my title looks nice. Here we go. Copy. And then when you paste this over here, paste it, you're going to click here, right mouse button, and you're going to paste it as the last option, which is picture. Okay? And the reason for that is that if you want to make this smaller, unless you do it as a picture, things are not going to shrink or enlarge proportionately. But if you do it as a picture, it will. Okay? So here's plant 1. We'll do plant 2. Here's plant 2. Okay? So we're going to click on it, Control C to copy, grab our data sheet, go below the second one, Control V to paste. There it is. And then we'll do our third one. Here's a third one. Okay. We have it selected. Control C to copy. We're going to bring our data sheet. We're going to go to the very bottom. Control V to paste. And they don't fit. Oh my goodness, they don't fit. Well, let's see if we can make them fit. Okay. Double click on it. And up here in the upper right hand corner under the Format tab, under Size, you see that this is a 5x3. So if you click right here in the bottom right hand corner, you'll see that it says Log Aspect Ratio. That means that if you shrink the height, the width will shrink proportionately. Okay, so I'm just going to bring this down to 4.5, and I'm going to do the second one, the same thing with the second one. Come on. This I did not do as a picture. I can tell because different things are being highlighted. So I'm going to delete this. Obviously I made a mistake. Let me get rid of it real quick. Let me go back to my spreadsheet. Grab number 2. I don't know why I didn't do it. Control C to copy. Maybe I just didn't pay attention. I don't know. And then I'm going to paste it as a picture. Now it's working. Strange. Anyways, I'm going to select it, double click on it, bring it down to 4.5, go down to the last one, double click on it. Come on. This one isn't a picture either. That is interesting how that happened. There's what I tell it to do, and then there's what it wants to do, apparently. So let's grab the third one. Control C to copy. Go back to the Word document, and we're going to paste it as a picture. There we go. Very strange. But now I'm going to bring it down to 4.5. It's too big. They don't fit yet. They don't fit yet. Oh, I lied. They fit now. Now I'm going to click on them and I'm going to center them. One. Oh, there we go. Look at that. That's not. Wait, something's funny. No, they don't fit. They all went to the next one. Okay, so let's make it a little bit smaller. Let's double click on this one and go 4.4, 4.4, 4.4, nope, 4.3, or 4.1, 4.1, no, still too big, boy, I really want them all on one page. There we go. I did the work for you. So apparently 3.8 and 3.9 is a magic number. We can take the formatting off and look at that. Isn't that a beautiful data sheet? Okay. Then you can go ahead and save this to your desktop. Save it to your desktop. Lab 1 data sheet. And then you can upload it to turn it in. Okay? And I encourage you to keep the Excel in case we need to do data like this in the future. You can come back and refer to it. And that's it. That's all we have. So I hope this worked for you. If you had trouble, feel free to review the video. It should be useful, okay? Until next time.